my mistakes. One was the shelf pins, which really wasn't that much of a mistake. So I'll just show you how I did it. It took the exact same amount of time. And you just drill it just like this, and drill it just like that. This was real easy to put the shelf pin holes after the cabinet was already built. And as you saw earlier, maybe in this video, maybe a different video, I forgot to put the pocket holes on the outside to attach the face frame. That wasn't too bad. It took quite a bit of figuring how to use that little clamp on one. Specifically, I did some test drills with scrap before I actually clamped it on here and drilled out all these holes. This was probably my most significant mistake, but again, I was able to rectify it. And if you don't know what that is I had to take an inch off of each stile to get a 1.5 inches to match the rest of the cabinets and to match how I designed this cabinet to be built. This is the upper box. The other two I already took over to the house and have them all leveled up and ready to go. So how this is going to go is this is going to stick out 3/8 of an inch on either side of this. And then there's a skin that's going to cover everything that's a 1/4 inch thick. So that brings me down to a 1/8 inch proud of the skin on either side. It's going to be perfect. Here, I'll show you on these factory-made cabinets right behind. This is a factory-made cabinet. This is the face frame. And as you can see, there's an 1/8 of an inch overlap from the face frame to the side. This is another factory-made cabinet. You can see there's that 1/8 inch, might even be a 1/4 inch overlap. Mainly I was just going a little too fast and thinking a few steps ahead, and that is when you make mistakes. It's also when you injure yourself with power tools, especially the table saw. You have to be focused and in the moment, focusing on that cut, not how these cabinets are going to fit in and often daydreaming. I'm doing an initial sand. I'll go around a circle if there's any dents or anything like that or deep scratches. I don't want to just sit there with the palm sander and sand those out. You get a little dip. I'll circle those and fill those. Even though these seams are super tight, I'll bring you down here and show you. I am going to go over them with some filler. So as you can see, there's no gaps there at all. Nice and tight. This one here, same. That is actually from the lint from the rag that I wiped these off with when I was doing this. Oh, here's an example. You can see there's a tiny little bit of chip out on this board here, and that will get filled. But other than that little chip out there, the seams are perfectly snug together. My scrap pile is shrinking. I found out these pre-finished scraps of plywood burn really good and really hot. It's up to 70 degrees in here. It's 20 degrees outside. Doesn't take much. I don't get a huge pile of wood going in there. It's just scrap plywood. I think there might be flammable chemicals in this, because that is putting out some serious heat. See how hot that's burning. Whew. Does anybody know why there's brake rotors on top of my wood stove? Welcome back. We're back at that kitchen, and I have all the boxes delivered. I even have the face frame, the unpainted face frame. The goal for this visit is to attach these two cabinets together with wood screws from the top and from the bottom to make it one with itself. I got the other box, the top box, sitting right there. I'm going to place that up here, and then I'm going to put the face frame up to it and just test for perfect fitment. Earlier I showed you my mistakes on not cutting the sides down. That's all been taken care of. Shelf pin holes are all in there, and we have pocket holes everywhere on the outside and on the inside here. These are hard plates. They've been working with me for about 2 years now. You can see a lot of videos where I tend to a lot of things. I'm trying to together. I'm sure where I'm at, while I'm pre-drilling and screwing the top and up. Use a contact drill bit. The note here is power blades coming out punctured into the plywood. These are the screws I'm going to be using. They're a wood screw. They take a number 2 Phillips, which I will be using, or a number 2 square, which I will not be using.
Did he just say he's using a Phillips head? Doesn't he know you can't use a Phillips head on the internet? You have to use a Robertson screw on the internet, or else people will tell you that you're not supposed to use Phillips heads and you're supposed to use a Robertson screw on the internet.
Alright, back up. Don't need to plants anymore. This. So when I put this all together, I will attach the face frame here and here without the third cabinet on. And the third cabinet will be brought into here, lifted up and slid over, and then attached to this cabinet, and then attached to the face frame. And it's really the only way to even get this size cabinet in the house. So as you know, in old houses, the floors aren't flat, the walls aren't square. The wall kind of bows in over there. Your fingers crossed. Now someone was worried that I didn't account for the toe kick. If everything goes correctly, this top edge here will be the exact height of this here. There will be a 4 inches. There will be a 4 inches between the floor and the bottom of this. Doesn't matter that there's a lip in here. There's a whole system of fancy undermounted drawer glides that will go in here. And this here, all it has to do is cover this, and this has to cover that and get relatively close to the ceiling, because there will be a crown, a flat crown, that will get nailed and caulked in to that top part there. Drum roll. Hope it fits. Oh.
Oh no! It doesn't fit!
I am a 1/16 of an inch off. Oh, and I have a 1/16 of an inch to cut off. I wonder where I went wrong. This is where the oven's going to rest. This is the face frame of the oven. So this is supposed to be perfect with this. Oh, there's a bow in the ceiling right there. You can see it. So, you see this right here? It's a 1/16 of an inch, light 1/16. So what I need to do is cut a 1/16 off of the top. Whoa. Way up there. Cut a 1/16 off to the top. This comes up a 1/16, and I have a 1/16 at the bottom to get my full 4 inches. So I'm not sure where the breakdown is in the measuring of that 1/16. My guess is it's due to the little dip in the ceiling. I'm back at the workshop. Just made a fire. So how am I going to shave off a 1/16 of an inch? Well, there's a lot of ways to do it, but I'm going to use the track saw. I got this thing. I was walking through Home Depot to, what did I go there to get? Went there to get a tack cloth. And I walked by this bright yellow area. And I said, don't look up, don't look up, don't look up, stay focused. And I looked up and I was sucked into the area. And I purchased a battery-powered sander. I don't know how it's going to work because, well, I sand a lot in here. And I mean a lot. This sander here, this is one of the only corded tools I really use on a regular basis. And it's literally bulletproof. It's indestructible. It's been used. I couldn't even begin to think of how many hours I've had this in use. But we're going to do a head-to-head test and see if I can switch to the cordless. Mainly to get rid of the dang cord. And I still will probably use the suction. But it does come with a bag. I'm also going to test that out and see how well it collects dust. This is XR brushless 20 volt max lithium ion. So they put that max there. These are actually 18 volts. And I'm not sure if that's the case with other brands of tools. It has a little asterisk. Maximum initial battery voltage measured without a workload is 20 volts. Nominal voltage is 18. Most people that are in the tool world know that, but a lot of you might not be aware of that. Smells good. This here is a lithium-ion DeWalt 2 amp hour, but it's not an XR lithium-ion. I'm not sure what the difference is. Both of these batteries say DCB203, DCB203, 20 volt max. This one was made in Malaysia, the non-XR, and the one that says XR on it says made in Korea. We know that those Koreans are known for their electronics. I'm trying to find a difference. 20 volt max. The one that doesn't say XR says 2 amp hours. Both have the light up battery indicators. It's got a speed controller on it. Look at that. It's got a brake. Feels lighter than the corded one. I'm going to keep going on sanding this down, and I'm not going to make it watch me do that. I will let you know how long this 2 amp hour 20 volt max DeWalt battery lasts. Maybe it'll last the whole time. It did have a full charge? I think it had a full charge. Just fresh off the charger.